Ladies and gentlemen, what's up guys? This is PB. So today I had picked up my Labyrinth deck core, so I am going to do a deck profile. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing this at the tournament. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, if I top, I'm probably going to be posting another one. So we'll see how it goes. So first we do play one lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. This card is a amazing boss monster. It has really crazy effects. It has like 3 effects that are there's no bad effects for this card. It's like really good, and it also has really good stats. And yeah, let me just explain what it does. First effect, your opponent cannot respond to your normal trap cards with monster effects. So it somewhat becomes a spell speed for if your opponent doesn't have trap cards or a spell card. Thing is, most time Yu-Gi-Oh, most of the people will play monster decks. Not like a lot of people don't play trap decks, so most time this effect is just going to be so insane. Your opponent cannot like negate your trap cards with monster effects, so that is already really good. And the second effect is that you can target one trap card in your graveyard, set that card, but you cannot activate that trap card if you don't control a fiend monster. That really doesn't matter because most of the monsters you're going to be playing is fiend monsters, so it's totally fine. You could like set cards like, for example, you could set like Dogmatic Punishment, use it again. You could also set cards like Ice Dragon Prison. Like these cards are just really insanely good. So yeah, it's just really insane that you can use these cards multiple times. Then the third effect is that if you remove one of your opponent's monster from the field, you get to pop a card on your opponent's board or destroy a card from their hand. This effect doesn't target, and what is also crazy is you could pop cards with Dogmatic. For example, if you pop one card with Dogmatic Punishment, you get to pop a extra card, and on top of that, you're saying like Entis, so you get to pop like 3 cards, and that's so busted. Not only that, your opponent cannot respond to Dogmatic Punishment with monster effects, so yeah, like it's so insane. Like this card is like really, really good. Some people do play this card at 1, but I play it at 2. Same thing with Eldritch, same thing with Dark Magician. Sometimes you do not want to draw into this copy, or like you don't want to play this at 1 because it's your main winning condition, so that's why you want to play 2. 3 is a little bricky, so I'll say 2 should be the correct ratio. I don't know. If you think I'm wrong, just please leave a comment. Then we do play 3 copies of Ariana. Ariana is probably the main search card. This card could search any a Labyrinth card from your deck, and it also has a different effect that if a monster gets removed from the field by your normal trap card, you get to draw a card, and after that, if you have a fiend monster or if you have a trap card in your hand, you could summon a fiend monster from your hand, or you could also set a trap card from your hand. So for example, how about you say you draw into a trap card, how about you say you draw into Trap Tricks or like whatever trap card you play, you get to set that and activate it on your following turn, so it's really nice. Or if you draw into like the same copy of this, and you get special summon it, honestly I'll probably save it because the searching effect, you can't use both effects for this card, but you could also special summon lovely Labyrinth. So like if you have like if you draw into Labyrinth, you can special summon that, and you can also special summon Ariane on the field. So what this card does is, when you normal summon this card, you could discard one normal trap card from your and special summon basically Ariana from your deck, or one level 4 or lower fiend monster from your deck in defense position. So you could basically special summon Ariana. These are the only cards I play for the Labyrinth package. But thing is, if you special summon this, you could just go ahead and like search the main important cards, and you could go into rank 4 plays, or if you do remove a monster from your opponent's field, or you could even just bounce your own card with compose to back to your hand, and you can still trigger their effects. But the thing is, if you remove a card, they both have the exact same effect to draw a card. And if it's a fiend, if you have a fiend, or if you have a trap card, you can set or special summon it. So basically, if you have both of these on your field, every single time when you move a card from your, every single time when you remove a monster from the field, you basically get a pot of greed. So it's really, really good. On top of that, it also does give you some rank 4 plays, so it's really nice. I'll say this card is a little debatable. You could actually play 2, but I kind of like to play at 3 because it's more about that you do want access to Ariana. Then we do play 3 copies of Ash Blossom of Joy of Spring. Basically, the best hand trap. Why not play this card? And we do play 3 copies of Lord of the Heavily Prison. This guy protects your back row. It is a trap deck, so yeah, you do want back row protection. And not only that, once when you activate a trap card, you can special summon this guy from your hand on your opponent's turn. Then, if this guy was revealed, you get to set any trap card. And if you get to set any trap card, basically you do have a lot of options in this deck. For example, if you really don't know what you want to set, because it might be in the middle of your opponent's combo, you can just go ahead and set like cards like Trap Trick and just keep your options for later. Or you could also set cards like Compulse. You also could also set like Metaverse. And what is crazy is this, like Metaverse, yes, after you activate this card, you pretty much don't need to use Metaverse, but if your opponent pops your field spell, you basically get to set Metaverse back to your field with Labrynth, so you could just go ahead and like add the second field spell. We do play 2 copies of the field spell. This field spell is just so good in the grind game. So if you activate a Welcome Labyrinth card from your hand, you basically this card basically adds a effect to pop a card on the field. So by doing that, you could use Welcome Labyrinth, special summon Labyrinth and pop a card and trigger Labyrinth's effect. But yeah, basically you get to trigger both effects and pop 2 cards. And if you do activate a normal trap card that is not Welcome Labyrinth, you basically get to special summon a fiend monster from your graveyard or from your hand. So it's just really good in the grind game. It also does give you like options to pop cards. So this card is just really, really amazing. I'll say like you could play just 1, but if your opponent banishes this thing, like it's never coming back. So I'll say like 2 is safe. It's never a bad card to hard draw. Like you don't want to draw both of them, but if you just draw into 1, it's not that bad. We play 1 Metaverse. I don't think you need to play a Terraforming. I think Metaverse is good because you can set this back and like activate it if you need to have the field spell on your field. So I think Metaverse is just better in this deck. 3 Imperm. This card basically negates monster effects. It's a normal trap card, so you could first use this card as a hand trap, and after that you could use Labyrinth's effect to set this back to the field and just negate another card. So yeah, it's really, really good. Then we play 3 Compulse. Basically, you get 1 bounce and 1 pop with Labyrinth, so it's nice. Then 3 copies Welcome Labyrinth. So this card will basically special summon any Labyrinth monster from your deck. And after that, if this card is in the graveyard, let me just be sure about the effect. Yeah, if a monster leaves the field by no trap effects while this card is in the graveyard, you basically get to set this card back to your field, except the turn this card got sent to the graveyard. What is really cool about this card is that you basically could have two of these, one set on the field, one in the graveyard. You activate this special summoning monster, then if you pop a card, you could set back the other one that in the graveyard. So you could keep looping this. This is definitely like, you need to play more than two of these, at least two. I'll just say three is definitely better because you want your boss monster on the field. So yeah, definitely play 3 copies of this. 2 Ice Dragon's Prison. I am playing 2 copies of this because it's really good against the meta right now and doesn't target, it banishes a card. Honestly, if I did have the 3rd copy, I would play 3, but the thing is I don't have 2, so that's why I'm playing 2. 3 copies of Trap Tricks. Trap Trick in this deck is just absolutely insane because you get to set any trap card from your deck. Basically, you could also set Welcome Labyrinth or any trap card like a Dogmatic Punishment, Ice Dragon's Prison, and after even you activate that card, you have Labyrinth to set that card back to your graveyard. So you basically get to pick what card you want to like keep repeating to activate. And not only that, it also does give you access to Welcome Labyrinth. Will special summon your boss monster to your field. So it's probably like one of the best cards that you can play in the deck. What you want to be careful with this thing is after you activate this card, you could only activate 1 trap card, but you could immediately activate the trap card that you set. So yeah, just play it wisely. Honestly, this is probably the last trap card that you want to be activating. We do play 3 copies of Dogmatic Punishment. This is probably like the main out for monsters in this deck. And what is really good about this thing is basically you get to get 3 pops. And if it's only if your opponent like only has like 1 monster, 1 set card, you could just pop the monster, then pop the set card, and you could basically discard a card from your opponent's hand with Labyrinth. My bad. My pronunciation is pretty terrible because I'm used to speaking Japanese. Sorry about that. In Japanese, they don't have like L and R's are the same sound, so I kind of struggle right there. Sorry about that. Then we play 3 copies of Rivalry because I do think this is really good in the format, and 3 copies of Anti-Spell. Anti-Spell in main is disgusting in this deck because you could activate this card, shut off every single spell card. Then after that, what you could do with this thing is that since you have Labyrinth, you could just go ahead and like pop monsters. Then after that, you could pop their back row with Labyrinth. So you basically could get rid of your opponent's spells. You basically just say no for spell decks. And this card also says no for pendulums, no for rituals, no for fusions, except I'll say probably Tyrmans, because Tyrmans will just fuse with their own monsters. But yeah, like it basically this card will basically say no to every single mechanic that relies on spells. So it's really, really good. Going to the extra deck. Okay, we are playing 1 copy of IP Masquerena, 1 Barricade Blocker. This thing basically will add back your field spell. It's just a option. So yeah, just play 1. I think that's good enough. Then we play 1 Dark, really nice. Then we play 1 Nightmare Unicorn. This guy's also really nice. We play 1 BLS. BLS most times is like probably the best link monster in the trap decks because it depends on which trap deck you play. But if you play a trap deck that has a monster higher than level 7, yeah, this guy is probably the best one because he gets protection, he gains attack, and he's hard to get. He's hard to get rid of from the field. Then we play 3 Elder Entity Entis, basically for Dogmatic Punishment. 1 Garura, because if this guy gets sent to the grave, you get to draw a card. So if you want to draw into a card, you could just send this guy to the graveyard with Dogmatic Punishment, draw a card. 1 Winged Pegasus for the graveyard effects. Then we play 1 Baguska because you could easily go into Baguska. One Abyss Dweller. This card is just absolutely insane this format. And you have easy access to this guy, so why not? And this is something that people might not be playing. One DDD Kaiser and Kingtail and King Deus Machina. Basically, you just want to summon the Deus Machina. You use these three, get multiple materials, and what this thing could actually do is that when your opponent activates a monster effect, you could use this guy's effect, get rid of 2 materials, and you could just take that monster as a material. This effect is once per chain, so you could probably use this 3 times when you summon this thing. I do not play Zeus, but you could also play Zeus and just make Zeus for like the grind game. But I'll say you're playing a trap deck, you probably do not want to have Zeus on the board because it'll get rid of everything. I did also wanted to add access code to the deck, but the thing is, currently I don't own the copy. So that's pretty much it. I bet a lot of people will say, why are you not playing Pot of Extravagance or Pot of Prosperity? I'll just say I think Lord of the Helly Prison is better for this deck because I also do want the extra deck option, and I also do want to have my Entis in my extract, and I don't want to banish those to activate my, to activate my Dogmatic Punishment. And basically, Helly Prison will bring any trap card you need from the deck. So this guy will just give you like any option you need, and on top of that, you do also have trap tricks. So I don't think you need to draw 2. The draw 2 is amazing, but it's just more about that. I really want to use a Dogmatic Punishment. But let me know your thoughts. I might be wrong with this. I'm still working on the deck. I am going to be joining the tournaments with this, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.